Hey everybody, it's Ian the Off Kilter Crafter. I hope you're having a great day today. Today I am going to be using, I think this is the last time I'll be using it, at least in this series. It's the 2020 Pantone Color of the Year, which is Classic Blue, and last time we kind of played with Faded Jeans, and that felt like it was the closest color to the actual color of the year, so I'm going to use it again for today's card. I was also very inspired by Jennifer McGuire's video where she made a clear shaker window that went all the way through the card, and I really love that idea, and I think I have a great idea for today's card, so I'm going to link to her video up in the iCards and down in the description below, giving full credit to her. This absolutely came to me when I was watching that video, and I can't wait to put this into action and actually make it a thing, so let's hope it works the way I want it to. Anyways, so we're going to be using the Faded Jeans Distress ink. I was trying to get the oxide for this, but I couldn't find it in store and I didn't want to order it, so I'm just going to use this again, and I think it'll work just fine for what I need it for. I went ahead and I normally do top folding cards, but today I am doing a side folding card. This is an A2 size card, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but this time it just opens up to the side like so. The first step for this process is I'm going to go ahead and set my ink off to the side. I'm going to use my Simon Says Stamp stitched rectangle dies, and I'm going to go ahead and get my largest circle, and I'm going to cut a circle probably like pretty much in the center of my card. Now I will say that this is going to be a little weird, because if I make a huge gigantic circle like this all the way through my card, there's not going to be a lot of room to write, so it's going to be hard to write a sentiment. But I think the wow factor from this card is what's really going to do it. So I'm okay giving up and sacrificing that extra space for a little bit of wow factor. So let's go ahead, and the first step is I'm gonna find the placement for the center of this circle in the rectangle, and then I'm gonna die cut that out. I don't think I've said this yet, but this is a 110-pound cardstock from Nina. It's the Solar White Classic Crest. If you want to learn how to do this clear window going through a card, like I said, make sure to go check out Jennifer McGuire's video. I want to give her full credit and send you over there to watch her video on how this process works, and I'm not going to rip off her video, so head over there if you want to see how this works, because I am skipping a little bit of the instructions just so that way it makes you go watch her video. Now that I've gotten my panel with a hole all the way through it, I need to make one more per the instructions from Jennifer McGuire's video. So I'm going to take my circle, stitch circle die one more time, and we'll cut this circle next. By the way, this paper right here is just some, it's only going to be intended to cover up some seams, if you will, areas that we just don't want other people to see. So it's just a regular piece of like 60-80 pound recollections paper, nothing too crazy. Now oddly enough, even though purple tape is not supposed to leave any residue, for some reason it did on this one. I think it's because of how thick the cardstock was, and at one point I had it folded when it went through the die cut machine. So it did leave some weird shapes and stuff, but I think I'm going to be okay, because I'm going to be using a stencil and some other things to kind of mask that, maybe? We'll see. That's my hope, at least. So anyways, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and tape off an area that I don't want, and I should have made that piece longer, that I don't want any of my texture paste to get onto, because yes, I'm about to use texture paste. Shocker. Spoilers, I should say. So I'm just gonna mask off the area that I don't want any of that texture paste to get onto, and I am going to lay this over, and basically I'm just gonna try and mask off and hide those big boo-boo areas as best as I can. So yeah, maybe something like, I don't know. I'll be back. Alright, I didn't give myself a lot of room. I should have scooted this over, and maybe next time I'll remember to do that. But anyways, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Faded Jeans Distress ink, and I'm just going to stamp it right onto my craft mat, just like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of my texture paste. I'm using an Art Sherpa. Oh, and it's really hard. Okay, I just had to spend longer than I had expected to try and get my texture paste kind of re-moisturized. I'm not even sure if you can really do that or not, or if you're supposed to do that or not, but I just did. It's supposed to be the consistency of like icing for cakes and stuff. It's a little thicker than that, but you know, I'm sure it'll work just fine. So anyways, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take some of my texture paste and I'm going to scoop it out. Hopefully it doesn't like flick everywhere. That should hopefully be enough, right? Hopefully. Anyways, I'm going to put it down into my color and I'm going to start mixing my color, or mixing my texture paste into my color to try and get it that faded jeans color. Yeah, I don't know that I'm gonna get it to that super dark color. It's kind of turning out to look more like denim, but we're gonna go with that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna scrape it onto the parts of the card that I want it. I'm gonna try and avoid the center as much as possible because obviously there's a big hole there, so I want to try and not hit that spot as much as possible. Okay, I think that's as good as it's gonna get for now at least, so I'm gonna go ahead and peel up the tape and then pull up my stencil and get all of this cleaned up. Remember, you really want to get everything clean once you finish with your embossing paste, because otherwise it solidifies to whatever it's touching forever. Alright, I think I've recovered from all that disaster. That card, the front of the card is sitting off to the side, drying right now. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take some acetate. This is a piece of acetate from a thing that, a container that used to hold envelopes. I can't think, I'm so flustered by everything. I guess this is why y'all come to my channel, right? To watch me flub up. Anyways, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this apart, and I just need the pieces of acetate in order to make the, wait, is this not gonna fit? Oh, it will. Okay, alright. Scared me for a second. Basically, I just need these pieces of acetate so that way I can create a little shaker window. Next, what I'm going to do is I have cut my acetate to the right size. I'm going to take some score tape now, if I can find the end of it, and I'm going to put it around my window here. This is just to glue this piece of acetate down onto the back. Next, I'm going to do the same thing for the back side of the panel. So I want my tape just outside of where it'll show. So now I'm going to take the acetate that has a water droplet on it and put it over the window. So now when you're looking on the inside of the card, not only does it have cat hair, but it also has a clear window here now. So now what I need to do is I'll just match these two up whenever I'm ready to put the two together. But what I need to do first, I don't think this texture paste is dry. Well, yeah, it's getting there. It's getting close. It needs a little more time, but I think it'll get there very soon. I will say, guys, this is not one of my better cards. It's turning out to look a little sloppy on the front. I don't know what to say about that, unfortunately, but that's okay. My front of the card is pretty much dry to the touch, so I'm going to go ahead and work on the inside of the card. I am going to grab a sentiment from May Made It. I'm going to do the happy birthday to you, and I'm going to use some Stays On in Royal Purple. Now that doesn't exactly quite match my card, however, it's the only Stays On that I had that somewhat matches, I guess. I don't know, we'll have to see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my stamp. All right, I pulled out my Tim Holtz stamp platform. And I'm just gonna put it right in the corner, just like so. And put my magnets on top. I'm working on the clear side. So I'm gonna put happy, and then make sure that the birthday to you fits. All right, so I have it where I want it. I'm gonna grab it with the door. And now I'm gonna use my StazOn in Royal Purple to ink this up. I hate these little inserts. I know they're super important, but I hate them because I always end up getting it all over my fingers. And I'm gonna try it one more time, third time's the charm, right? So it looks like the Y is not stamping perfectly, and the H. Let's see if I can get those spots. What I'm going to do now is basically create a little dam that will keep the bits of glitter from falling out. At least that's what I hope it will do. We'll see if it actually does it or not. But basically, this card is about to fall over and I don't want that right now. Leave it there like that. So basically what I'm going to do is just go around each side and try to really capture that glitter so that way it doesn't go anywhere once it is sealed in. And you'll notice that I'm not using any foam tape. I don't want this to be dimensional. I don't really want it to like shake around, and it's okay if it does, but I pretty much want it to stay sandwiched in between those two layers. Okay, I think I'm finally ready to put the glitter in. It always frustrates me because all these crafters out there make this look like it's the easiest thing in the world, and then you actually do it, and it's not easy at all. Anyways, so I'm just gonna sprinkle some of the glitter in here. The cap's not even fully activated, I don't think. Okay, there it is. Well, there's glitter everywhere now. All right, I think that should work. So what I'm gonna do now, I should have probably done this the other way, but whatever, it's fine. So now I'm gonna take my front panel, and my head might get in the way here, but I'm gonna try and line up my two pieces so that they match up exactly. And somehow I ended up getting one off from the other. I don't know how I did that, but it'll be fine. I'll trim that off here in just a moment. Okay, since I got it a little cattywampus, what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna grab my paper trimmer and chop off that extra little bit of extraness that we don't need. And that way it matches up nicely. It'll just look a little weird on the back. Man, that was a struggle bus, but I was able to get it done. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination and has a lot of flaws to it, but I was at least able to succeed somewhat, right? I feel almost like, you know, whenever you watch a movie and they have the commentator that tells you like how easy it is, and then that commentator has to do it and they suck at it. Kind of feel like that right now, but overall I'm pretty happy with it, and just happy that I know how to do this now, and I think I can plan better for the future. I hope you liked today's struggle bus video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, let YouTube know that you liked my video, and then hopefully YouTube will share it out across YouTube land. Also guys, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Subscribe and get great updates every time I post a new video or go live by pressing the bell icon. I hope everybody has a great day, and remember guys, normal's just a setting on the dryer. Bye!